In 103 investigations, Georges Simenon's Chief Inspector Maigret became the best-loved of European detectives. A new series of his classic investigations begins now on BBC Radio 4 in the familiar territory of Paris.
Georges Simenon's Maigret and the Burglar's Wife. Translated by J. McLaren Ross. Dramatised by Alison Joseph. Starring Nicolas Le Prévost as Chief Inspector Maigret, with Julian Barnes as Georges Simenon and Julie Legrand as Madame Maigret.
It was very hot that summer.
Oh, I know.
Do you think that's why you took so little interest when that poor woman, the burglar's wife, came to see you?
That poor woman. If an ex-prostitute insists that her burglar husband has disappeared, perhaps one doesn't send out a huge search party, that's all.
Madame Jussieu claimed he'd fled from a murder scene.
Yes. Her husband, Alfred, had broken into a house late one night and was attempting to open a safe when he realised there was a body in the room with him. A woman lying dead with gunshot wounds. Why, he flees the house, leaving his tools. He phones his wife from the Gare du Nord in the small hours of the morning, saying he's got to get away because now he's going to be done for murder when all he was doing was a bit of honest safe-breaking. And he vanishes. And she comes whining to me, saying she's sure he's in danger and can I find him? Oh, would you have believed it?
Why did she choose you?
Because, once as a young police constable, I'd gone to her rooms to arrest her, and she was stark naked, and she refused to get dressed. That's not funny. I had to hang about for hours trying to persuade her to put her clothes on. I was only a young man at the time. Oh, do stop laughing, Simenon.
I hope she was kind enough not to refer to it this time.
Well, we were both older and wiser.
Of course, Inspector. Last time we met, it was,
A lifetime ago.
I'm a happily married woman now.
Yes, married to, Alfred, who's gone missing.
Poor Alfred.
Yeah, poor, safe-breaking Alfred.
He's the witness to a murder.
Where, was this job he was doing?
It was a house in Neuilly. The dead woman was lying next to the safe. Poor Alfred was scared out of his wits, as you can imagine, so he legged it through the garden, jumped on his bike, chucked the bike in the river, and then walked all the way to the Gare du Nord.
And, the house in Neuilly?
I'm trusting you with this, Inspector, because you behaved like a gent all of them years ago when I was, Anyway, look. It's a list of all the addresses where Alfred put in safes when he was straight, when he worked for Blanchard, the safe company. That was before they kicked him out, poor love, and forced him to take up burglary instead.
Yes, poor man. Let me see that.
No, you can't have it. I'm not giving away my Alfred's secrets, no. You can just have this address here. It's the only domestic address on the list in that area. It must be the one. 43B.
43B.
Rue de la Ferme.
Rue de la Ferme. Thank you.
I'll keep in touch, Inspector, and if there's anything else I can do to help.
Actually, there is. Could you put a small ad in whatever paper Alfred reads, saying it's safe for him to come back to Paris?
You mean that?
Of course.
I knew I could trust you. Always were a gent, you were.
So this time she kept her clothes on.
I wish I'd never told you.
And you and Janvier went to find the house.
Yes. It belonged to a dentist and his elderly mother. It was a large, a well-kept house. It'd been in the mother's family for a long time.
Did you go in?
Well, first we had a couple of Calvados in a cafe across the road. We learned from the proprietor there that the dentist was called Monsieur Serre. He was about 50, always lived with his mother. A couple of years ago, he'd surprised everyone by getting married. The wife was a woman about the same age as him, a foreigner. His elderly mother continued to live with them. The cafe proprietor warned us not to expect a sweet old lady.
I haven't the slightest idea of your business here, gentlemen. And before I go and fetch my son from his afternoon rest, I'd like to know
Madame Serre, your son is married, I believe.
He's been married twice.
Oh, and is his second wife at home? Janvier, do sit down. Right, Chief.
Oh, you've come about her. Oh, I hope she hasn't done anything silly.
Oh, where is she?
She's left us. She's gone back to Holland. Oh, she never really belonged with us.
Was there a quarrel?
My son is not the kind of man who quarrels.
When did she leave?
2 days ago. She took the night train from the Gare du Nord on Tuesday night.
Did your son take her to the station?
No, she took a taxi.
Was there talk of a divorce?
We are Catholics, Monsieur Maigret. I'm afraid I really don't see why you feel it necessary to come here and question us.
Excuse me. Oh, Monsieur Serre. Do come in.
I heard voices. I wasn't sure.
These gentlemen are police officers.
Madame Serre was telling us that your wife left the day before yesterday.
What exactly do these people want, Mamma?
Actually, Monsieur Serre, the question of your wife merely cropped up in conversation while you were having your rest. The true purpose of our visit is that we have reason to believe that you've been the victim of an attempted burglary.
What gave you that idea?
Well, let's say we came into possession of confidential information. Your house hasn't been burgled?
If it had been, I would have gone straight to the local police, wouldn't I?
No broken windows?
We did replace a window pane last week, didn't we, Guillaume? The window was open during the big thunderstorm on Thursday.
But you do own a safe.
I'd be perfectly within my rights.
Yes, we do own a safe.
Fitted by Blanchard about 18 years ago?
That would be correct, yes.
Now, this broken window pane, who replaced it?
My son. He always sees to our household repairs, don't you, dear?
Would you mind if my colleague here and I had a look around?
Now, look, if you think that
Well,
I'm going to...
Of course, gentlemen. Be our guests.
Oh.
Well, Chief,
Well,
what do you make of that, then?
I've no idea. When you get back to the office, can you check with the Gare du Nord about the missing wife?
Will do, Chief.
Oh, and see if you can track down Alfred, the safe breaker. I need to talk to him.
Righto, Chief. Me too. I'd sooner talk to a hardened criminal than that old lady. Where are we going now?
I have a sudden urge for a Calvados, and I happen to see our burglar's wife sitting at the cafe over there.
They said what?
They said there was no corpse, no burglary, nothing at all.
And now you think I was lying, don't you? Just because of the sort of
Madame
people...
Jussieu, I think nothing of the sort.
Oh?
Another beer? Wait up.
But I bet you think Alfred was lying.
Do you?
He wouldn't lie to me. You're a married man, Inspector, aren't you?
Yes.
There you are, then.
This cheese is good.
I think it's better than the Cantal. So, how was your day? Anything exciting happen?
Not really. I met a woman, a wife, who claims that her husband never lies to her,
I should hope so.
even though he's a burglar.
Are they happy together?
Yes, I think so.
There you are, then.
She says her burglar husband saw a dead body in the home of a very respectable old lady and her dentist son, both of whom swear that nothing happened.
And who do you believe?
Ooh, it is very good. This cheese. If a man claims to have broken a pane of glass in a house in Neuilly on Tuesday night in order to burgle it, And you go to the householders and you say to them, was your window broken on Tuesday? And they say, no, it was broken on Thursday, last week, in a thunderstorm. We went to the ironmonger's and fixed it ourselves. Who do you believe?
Surely you just have to ask the ironmonger.
Oh.
The ironmonger's bound to be more honest than either the nice burglar or the disagreeable dentist.
Did I say disagreeable?
And that way, it'll all be settled, won't it?
Morning.
Good morning. Do you sell sheet glass?
Certainly do, sir.
And putty?
Have you got the measurements?
It's not for me. Do you know Monsieur Serre?
The dentist? Yes, sir. He's got an account with us.
Have you seen him recently?
I haven't personally, because I'm just the apprentice, and I only got back from my holiday yesterday.
Oh.
He might have come in. I can check the book for you, sir. 1 minute. Oh, here we are. He bought a sheet of window glass last week.
Which day?
Friday. And £half a of putty, too.
That'll be after the thunderstorm, then.
You know, we had a lot of business then, by the looks of things.
Thank you. Good. Well, that's the end of that, then.
Oh, he came back again this week.
He did?
Look. Wednesday morning. First sale of the day, so it must have been early. He bought a pane of the same size, 42 by 65, and another £half of pussy.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, old chap. Ironmonger, eh? Keep it up.
The missing woman is called Maria van Aerts. She's 51 and comes from Sneek in Friesland, Holland.
Check the ports, stations, ask the taxis, see if there were any sightings.
She was due to go and visit a friend, Madame Oosting, brewer's wife, lives in Amsterdam.
Send someone to watch the house. I want a note of all the dentist's movements.
Gertrude Oosting. They were at school together. They wrote letters to each other all the time.
Track down this Madame Oosting and send Moores and a team to break into the dentist's garage late tonight. I want samples taken from the car.
It's funny how you can see your office from the brasserie here.
Why is that funny?
Even the window's covered with dust.
You see dust everywhere.
I suppose if you're here, they know where you are.
I am having supper with my wife. It's none of their business.
I might have the tarte tatin for pudding.
Any minute now, Janvier's going to tell me he's found Madame Oosting.
Or maybe a piece of gâteau.
I hope she speaks French. There's my call.
Shall I come up with you?
Their tarte tatin's very good here.
You're just worried I'll start cleaning.
Chief, there you are. Madame Oosting's been out all evening. She's due home about now.
Hey, does she speak French?
A bit, I think. Oh, and Mers and his crew have checked the car. They're on their way back.
Any sightings of the missing woman?
None at all. But Alfred the burglar was last seen in Rouen. We're trying to find him.
Janvier is late. You go off home now.
Right, Chief.
Hello?
Hello? Gertrude Oosting?
Yes?
I'm phoning from Paris.
Oh, Paris.
Police headquarters. I'm phoning about your friend, Maria van Aerts.
Where is she?
Well, I rather hoped you'd know.
I waited for her at the station Wednesday morning. She never came. No wire, no letter, nothing.
Well, do you think she was unhappy?
Oh, yes. She wrote to me all about it. We wrote to each other every week. She didn't like the old lady, she told me, her husband's mother. And she said her husband was like an overgrown schoolboy. She knew after a few weeks of marriage that it was a mistake. I'd found her a flat just near here. It was all arranged.
Madame Oosting, would you mind sending me copies of her letters?
Not at all. Do you really think something's happened to her?
I fear so, madame.
Oh.
Listen, would you mind going to Central Police Headquarters in Amsterdam? Tell the duty officer you were expecting your friend, Maria. Show him her last letter. Say you're very worried and you'd like the matter investigated. Now, insist upon it.
I will do it right away.
Now, they must send a wire immediately to Chief Inspector Maigret at the Palais de Justice, Paris, requesting an official investigation.
Certainly, Monsieur Maigret. I will go now.
Thank you, Madame Oosting.
Ah, still here, Chief.
Oh, Morse. I was waiting for you. Any results?
Nothing on the car. A couple of recent scratches in the boot.
Bloodstains?
Nothing. We got some photos. Amelia's going up to enlarge them now. The thing is, Chief, the inside of the car had been cleaned. I mean, really cleaned. All I got was some tiny specimens of dust. I'll start going through them.
Well, don't stay up too late. First thing tomorrow, we're searching the dentist's house, you and me, and a team of men. As many as possible. You didn't have pudding.
Just coffee. You look as if you've been having fun.
Fun?
Is it always like this?
Like what?
When you don't come home? When you're on a case?
I don't know. They're all different.
Has there been a murder?
More than likely.
Do you know who did it? Does he know that you suspect him?
Yes. I think he does.
Poor him. I bet he's lying awake even now.
Come on. Let's go to the office.
What? Both of us? You're not worried that I might start dusting?
There'll be a wire for me from Amsterdam. And then we can go home.
Oh, look at this terrible mess.
Mama, why don't you wait in your room?
It's really quite unnecessary.
They have a search warrant.
Will your men put everything back where it belongs?
Of course. We'll be some time. You might as well have some lunch, a glass of wine.
Guillaume doesn't drink.
We don't drink.
They won't find anything.
Why don't you go upstairs, Mama?
You'll keep your temper, won't you, Guillaume?
This is interesting.
My desk. You won't find anything there.
I see from these patient records that you first met your wife in a professional capacity.
My colleague, Dr. Dubuc, was treating her.
So you knew before you married her that she had heart trouble?
She told me about it.
Your first wife had heart trouble, too.
But you'll find her death certificate if you look through that drawer, which I'm sure you will, Inspector.
Thank you, Monsieur Serre.
These attics are full of junk. Old pram, walking boots. Does the chief want us to go through all this?
Funny kind of search, this. Old lady down there, cool as you like.
The son behaving like we're the ones in the wrong.
Where's the chief gone now?
Said he was going for a walk. Yeah. Janvier's waiting for him downstairs.
Chief, you're back.
Where's the old lady?
She's taken to her room.
What have we got so far?
A revolver, the dentist records, death certificates. But you can't arrest a man for any of that.
No. I've just been talking to the concierge whose window overlooks the garages. It turns out that she saw Monsieur Serre taking out his car from the garage late on Tuesday night. Well, she remembered it was Tuesday because she thought it was such a coincidence that she should see the dentist taking out his car on the very same night that her husband had toothache. And can you imagine? After midnight it was, because that's when Mademoiselle Germaine came in from playing cards. All of which was very interesting, I thought. He got into his car and drove off towards the Seine. Where is he now, by the way?
He's in the kitchen, eating a sandwich. You really going to arrest him?
Yes, I think I might.
On what grounds?
I don't know yet. Oh, Monsieur Serre, do sit down. No? Well, please yourself. Would you like to look at this photograph? I'm waiting.
I've nothing to say.
As you can see, it's the ledger from the ironmonger's shop. It shows that on Wednesday morning you bought a second pane of glass and more putty. Monsieur Serre, your father died of heart trouble when you were 17, didn't he?
17 and a half.
Mm-hmm. Your first wife died of heart trouble. Your second wife also had heart trouble.
A third of the population has heart trouble.
Was your wife wealthy?
She is wealthy, yes. She inherited shares in a cheese factory in Holland.
Her money was kept with yours in the safe.
It used to be.
Until?
Until Tuesday night, when I gave her what belonged to her.
How am I to know, Monsieur Serre, that the money which I found in your safe is yours alone? Why didn't you inform the police that someone had tried to break open your safe?
I had nothing to tell the police.
What did you do with the tools?
What tools?
The burglar's tools.
I saw neither tools nor burglar.
Did you make use of your car on Tuesday night? Or early Wednesday morning?
I did not.
Where is your wife, Monsieur Serre? Because we've got to find her, haven't we? Janvier, your turn.
Same questions.
Same questions.
The translator's done some of the wife's letters, and Moore says the stuff he found in the car was brick dust.
Brick dust?
Yeah.
Right. I want a plainclothes man to check the riverbank, all the wharfs.
And the mother's in the waiting room, demanding to see her son.
The mother? Well, she can stay there.
Chief Inspector.
What's in these letters, then?
Lots about art and weather and friendship and dreams.
Oh, dear.
This is the last but one.
In my heart, you see, I've always known
that I was a stranger here. The old lady still behaves sweetly as long as I do everything she wants. She's the most selfish woman I've ever known. I can't stand it any longer, Gertrude.
Is there much more?
Pages of it.
Well, press on. Thank you. Ah, how are you two getting on? Aren't you thirsty, Monsieur Serre? Janvier, get them to send up beer and sandwiches.
Will do, Chief.
Don't you think, Monsieur Serre, that it would be simpler and less tiring for you just to tell us? When did you kill your wife?
I didn't kill her.
Why did you marry her?
My mother advised me to.
No, for what motive? Not a love match, then.
We were both nearing our 50s.
You and your first wife were married under the joint possession law.
Correct.
And she had money. So you must have inherited.
Is that unusual?
Sir, why did you take your car out on Tuesday night?
I didn't take it out.
What did you do with the trunk and the suitcases?
Oh, the trunk and the suitcases. This is going to go on all night, isn't it? Well, I refuse to answer. Is my mother here?
What makes you think that? She's sitting in the waiting room. She's chatting to a burglar's wife.
Do you mean to let her spend the night there? I wouldn't like to have your job.
I wouldn't like to be in your shoes. You killed your wife, sir. as you probably killed the first one. You'll confess to it.
The chief sent out for more tobacco and cigars for the accused.
What time is it now?
11.
We'll be here all night.
Janvier's in with him now. The chief's gone to see the translator.
There's one here I thought you should look at. It's from about a year ago. She describes an incident when her husband came into her room and the drawer of her bedside table was open and he saw a pistol there.
I saw him turn pale. What's that? He stammered, pointing at that little automatic I bought in Egypt. Do you remember?
It's a pistol, I replied. Is it loaded? He asked. No, I replied. Half an hour later, my mother-in-law came up on some pretext. She beat about the bush for a while, then said she thought that it was most unseemly for a woman to carry firearms. But it's more like a toy, I said, a souvenir. She gave in finally, but not before I'd handed over the box of ammunition. The funny part is that after she'd gone, I found another set of ammunition that I'd forgotten about. I didn't tell her.
I didn't tell her. Thank you.
You look as if you've been here before.
Thanks very much.
It's my son in there. They're questioning him.
Hmm.
Will they be very hard on him?
He'll be all right. As long as he's got nothing to hide.
Well, of course he's got nothing to hide. What's it like in prison?
In prison?
Can you wear your own clothes?
Really, madame, I'm afraid I've no idea.
Oh. You just look like someone who'd know, that's all.
I've been thinking, sir. Jean-Louis is still here. Go off and have a beer or something.
Right, Chief.
You see, sir, I'm beginning to think that you haven't been lying as much as I supposed. Maria wasn't meant to disappear any more than your first wife. What do you say to that? What I mean is, she was meant to die a natural death. That is, a death that would pass as natural. But it didn't happen. If it had, you'd have had no motive for disposing of her body or her luggage. There's another thing that doesn't add up. You'd said goodbye to each other. She'd no reason then to go back into your study, yet her dead body was lying there at a certain time that night. I'm not asking you to answer me, but to follow my reasoning. I've only just found out that your wife owned a pistol. So I'm ready to believe that you shot her in self-defense. After that, you panicked. You left the body where it had fallen while you went to get your car out of the garage. It was then, about midnight, that the concierge saw you. What I'm trying to find out is what changed both your plans and hers. You were in your study, weren't you? In other words, it was before leaving the house that she changed her mind and went to your study. Why?
I have no idea.
You admit she came to see you?
No.
You're being unwise, sir. There are very few instances in criminal cases when a dead body hasn't been found sooner or later. We shall find hers. And I'm certain now that a post-mortem will reveal that she was killed by one or several bullet wounds. If the bullet came from her pistol, the conclusion will be drawn that for one reason or another, she took it into her head to go and settle some score with you. You can even plead self-defense. What we still have to explain is why your wife, on the point of leaving, should suddenly have rushed in to see you with a gun in her hand. You see, Sarah, I've done my best to discover any reason your wife may have had for threatening you.
She didn't threaten me.
Careful, Sarah. You may regret all this. It's you who will plead with me and the jury to believe that your life, or your mother's life, was in danger. When your first wife died, you were able to call in your doctor, make out the death certificate. That's how Maria was supposed to die, from apparently natural causes. She had a weak heart, too. Where it worked once would work again. But something went wrong. Do you see now what I'm getting at?
I didn't kill her.
And you didn't dispose of her body, together with her luggage and a burglar's tools?
There wasn't any burglar.
You'll probably meet him in a few hours.
You found him?
Alfred Jussiome, he's called. He told his wife what he'd seen. She's out there, in the waiting room, with your mother. As for Alfred, he's on his way back from Rouen. We have the concierge, who saw you take your car out of the garage late on Tuesday night. We've got the ironmonger, who sold you a second sheet of glass on Wednesday morning. The technical boys can prove that your car has been cleaned since then. And when we've found the body and the luggage, my job will be over. Then perhaps you'll explain why, instead of a, shall we say, lawful corpse, you found yourself landed with a body that you had to dispose of at once. There was some hitch. What was it, sir? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't like having to bully an old woman, but I see that I'm forced to question your mother. Jean-Guy, you take over here. I'll get busy on the mother.
Chief, Vacher came in. Look, brick dust. He left it for you. He's gone up and down the Seine, found it at Quai de Biancourt. There was a barge there, Monday night, sailed Tuesday. She was unloading bricks.
Brick dust, eh? Send it up to Moore's. I want it compared with the sample you took from the car. Is that phone free? River Patrol? Maigret here. I'd like you to drag the Seine as soon as possible. Yes. At Quai de Biancourt. A cargo of bricks was unloaded there on Monday. What do you mean it's dark? From my window it seems to be getting lighter by the minute. Yeah, thanks. Good. Now for the old lady. Do sit down, Madame Serre.
Thank you.
The thing is, Madame, your son killed his wife.
Did he tell you so himself?
He still denies it, but that won't help. We've got proof.
That he's a murderer?
That he shot Maria in his study.
What proof?
We've found the spot where his wife's body was thrown into the river, together with her luggage and the burglar's tools.
Ah.
Madame Serre, why did you come here tonight?
Well, isn't it natural for a mother to want to be with her son?
Your son refuses to plead self-defense. That's a mistake, because I'm convinced that when his wife entered the study, she was armed and meant to do him harm.
But why?
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
Monsieur Maigret, might I be able to talk to my son in private?
No, listen. As soon as the Director of Prosecutions arrives at his desk this morning, your son will be indicted. He hasn't got the slightest chance of getting away with it.
Ah.
His first wife's body will be exhumed.
Could I have a drink of water?
Oh. I'll go and get you one. Don't move. There. Water.
Monsieur Maigret, if you would only let me talk to my son in private...
Stay there, please. Your son, Madame Serre, didn't kill either his first or his second wife. Nor did he kill his father.
What do you mean?
Quiet! You don't mind, we'll settle this as quickly as possible. We won't argue about your husband's case. What I'm almost certain of is that your first daughter-in-law was poisoned. I'll go further. I'm convinced that it wasn't done by arsenic or any of the strong poisons that are usually used. Oh, by the way, Madame, I might tell you that in 9 cases out of 10, poison is a woman's weapon. Your first daughter-in-law, like the second, suffered from heart trouble. So did your husband. Certain drugs, which wouldn't seriously affect people in good health, can be fatal to cardiac cases.
You believe that I poisoned my first daughter-in-law, having first poisoned my husband?
Yes.
Doubtless, I also poisoned my second daughter-in-law.
She was leaving you. She'd had enough. Very likely she was taking her money, too. You see, I wondered from the start why her body disappeared. If she'd simply been poisoned, you'd only had to call in a doctor who, given Maria's state of health, would have diagnosed a heart attack. But perhaps the attack itself was intended to come on later, in a taxi or at the station.
You seem very sure of yourself, Monsieur Maigret.
I know that something happened which obliged your son to shoot down his wife. Let's suppose that Maria, just as she was going to fetch a taxi, felt certain symptoms coming on. She knew you both, having lived with you for 2.5 years. She was a widely read woman in all sorts of subjects, and it wouldn't surprise me if she'd acquired some medical knowledge. Realizing she'd been poisoned, she went into your son's study while you were there with him.
Why do you think I was in there?
Because she knew you were to blame. If you'd been in your room, she'd have gone upstairs. I don't know if she threatened you with a pistol or if she merely reached for the telephone to call for the police. There was only one way out for you, to shoot her down.
And according to you, it was I who...
No. I've already told you. It was more likely to be your son who fired, or, if you prefer, finished your work for you. Oh, look. It's dawn. Look at the sun on the rooftops. Your son, Madame Serre, is determined to shoulder all the blame. He's convinced that you only did it for his sake. Partly out of fear that he'd be left penniless, partly out of jealousy. Oh, you see, the very idea makes you smile. Poor Guillaume. It's not for his sake that you're afraid of poverty, it's for your own. It was for your own sake that you killed his wife. When you came here tonight, it was because you were afraid he might talk. You don't mind him going to prison, so long as you can stay in your house counting your money.
Give it back! Give me back my bag!
Sit down! Now, what have we here? Gloves, handkerchief, powder compacts. Here we are. 2 white tablets. One of these, Madame Serre. No doubt something harmless. Atropine, perhaps? That is harmless to a well person, but fatal to someone with heart trouble. Have you anything to say? Tell Janvier to lay off the sun. It's all over. She's confessed.
I haven't confessed to anything.
Oh, I could have carried on the experiment. I could have let you have the private chat with your son that you've been asking for since you arrived. But I thought perhaps you'd caused enough deaths of one old woman.
Do you really think
You'd have given him his medicine, or what he'd think was his medicine, and there'd have been no danger of him ever talking again.
River Patrol just phoned, Chief. They're at Biancourt. The diver's been down once and found a trunk. Pretty heavy, he said.
Well, there we are. Janvier, take Madame Serre here down to this house. The son, too, as an accessory to murder. I'll see the prosecutor as soon as he comes in. Oh, tell that poor translator to go off to bed. Oh, and where's Ernestine?
Asleep, sir, in the waiting room.
Madame Duchesne?
Oh, it's you.
It's over. You can go home and wait for your husband.
Has the dentist confessed?
It was her.
You mean it was the old girl who did it?
No. Another time, I'm tired. Oh, and thanks. When Alfred comes back, advise him to... Well, if you can.
You know what he's like, Inspector. Just one more job, just one more safe to crack, then it's going straight and a life in the country. And the funny thing is, if that poor woman hadn't been lying dead by the safe, it would have been the one, wouldn't it? Packed full of gold.
How did you know that?
The old girl told me. Proud of it she was. Not much good to her now, is it?
So you arrested the mother and the son, and the old lady was charged with murder and sentenced to life imprisonment.
No, she was too old to be executed.
How very humane.
I don't know. Think of a poor prison staff.
And the son?
He served 2 years as an accomplice. When he came out, he went straight back to that house in Neuilly. I gather that even now he takes the same stroll every evening, ending up at the cafe across the road, where he drinks a glass or two of red wine.
Free at last.
I doubt it. I expect he's convinced that at any moment his mother will appear and announce that Guillaume doesn't drink.
Georges Simenon's Maigret and the Burglar's Wife was dramatised by Alison Joseph. Nicolas Leprevaux was Chief Inspector Maigret, and Julian Barnes was Simenon. Madame Maigret was played by Julie Legrand. Madame Serre by Jill Johnson. Guillaume Serre, Philip Franks, and Ernestine, Rachel Atkins. Inspector Janvier by Tom George. The Ironmonger's Lad, Scott Brooksbank. Madame Osting, Jenny Stoller. Moer, Philip Fox, and the translator, Alice Hart. The music was by Lucinda Mason-Brown. The director was Ned Chaillet.
Well, next week, Maigret undertakes another classic investigation which takes him away from Paris to Brittany, where a yellow dog seems to hold the clue to a bizarre murder attempt. Maigret, the Yellow Dog, is next week's story from Georges Simenon, and the series is published as from today on BBC Audiobooks.